Let's see. Jill Madrell, uncredited extra in Superbad, posting about Seth Rogen here. As an extra for Superbad, trust me, Seth Rogen is as bad as the rest of these Hollywood moguls. Yikes, Seth. That's not. Oh no, double yikes. I digress. Let's get into the video. Seth Rogen's meltdown has been going on for quite some time now. In fact, almost a month since I've been keeping an eye on it. It's been something truly to behold. I congratulate Seth into working himself into a certain typecast role in which he probably had to do very little work, just play himself, and made a ton of money. More money than anyone I've probably will ever know, more money than any of my YouTube cohorts will probably ever make. So, at the end of the day, he pretends, he's LARPing as some sort of communist revolutionary on Twitter, but, he's part of the elite. He's in the upper echelons of earners. And it's been a long time since anyone cared what Seth Rogen has had to say. His only real outlet is parroting far left talking points on Twitter, having very little original commentary to add, but just, being a mouthpiece for the corporate Democratic Party, just like most of Hollywood. You'll see they get a lot of likes and retweets talking about how, the revolution, everyone needs to have a check. But really, they don't know what the common man is struggling with. And if you look up to these morons, I really can't help you. Seth Rogen doesn't care about you. Any one of these Hollywood morons, they don't care about you. They want you to pay $15 to see the 30th unoriginal comedy in their back catalog, and that's about it. They're not out in the streets working the soup kitchens unless they can take a selfie there. They're not out there, putting in the work. They tweet. That's it. They're slacktivists, dangerous ones at that, funding, riders over the summer and things like that. But, they don't have the same problems the commoner does. Now, Seth Rogen apparently has now become the gatekeeper of the Jew community, the Jewish community, and asking a bizarre amount of people if they're Jewish. I don't know. He's starting to sound like he's asking for papers or something like that. This goes all the way back to early January, where an interaction with Count Dankula started off with, "Are you a Jewish person?" Okay. Interesting. Interacting. He went out of his way to tell Dank that he doesn't like his jokes, and he is in the industry. He's in the biz of being in the comedy world. So he alone knows what's funny, and he made sure to let Dankula know that he didn't think his teaching Buddha that trick was very funny. And then on January 30th, why is Seth Rogen going around asking everyone if they're Jewish? Of course, you see him asking Dank, but then you see him asking James Lindsay, too. Are you Jewish? What? What? I don't get it. I mean, I mean, what is going on with this, you weirdo? And then he gets upset at a joke. Dank saying, Seth has become such a fart-huffing jerk that he's even getting mad at absolutely benign jokes. He's like that movie trope of an actor that's all smiles when the camera's rolling, but when it stops, he lights a cig, scowls, and starts being mean to his assistant. This going back to the dog shampoo from Jonathan K thing. So it turns out I've been using dog shampoo on my hair for the past few months. I only discovered it when I ran out and needed to get more. This is partly my own fault, but it doesn't help that Arm & Hammer has the word pets in like 4-point typeface. I'm guessing it's common. To Seth going, "You're stupid." And then Jonathan K saying, trolled by Rogan, achievement unlocked. I'm not trolling you. This was objectively stupid. I honestly have no clue who you are beyond this stupid tweet. And right, well, you celebrities seem like happy people. That's it. I mean, and he goes on to say, I'm still sitting here wondering how you could get that mad about this joke. Again, he is literally that trope. And arguing with Ted Cruz. Look, politician and Hollywood burnout arguing on Twitter is probably the literal last thing I care about. I mean, we're talking way down there on the list. Couldn't care less. It's two liars pretending to not be liars publicly on Twitter. But one interaction that I thought was pretty hilarious was Gad Sad took him to school. Now, obviously, Seth, I'm sure you're going to ask. I'm sure, Seth, I'm not Jewish, okay? I know Jewish people. My guy on my darts team is Jewish. I don't care. I've never asked him about his religion at all. I just know he wears the hat. And that's it. I couldn't care less. But Gad Sad is a fascinating follow on Twitter. This via Twitchy. He is a professor, an evolutionary behavioral scientist, an author who, quite frankly, picked a fight with Seth Rogan and won. Granted, it's not exactly hard to beat Seth in a battle of thoughts and words, although he would totally destroy anyone who wore stupid grunts and predictable laughs, but this was especially entertaining. You see, Gad said, oh, Seth Rogan is a classic example of what I discuss here. Wonder if Seth will see it? Kidding, we know he saw it. I actually watched your video, and it's so stupid. Why was I a left-wing socialist when I was broke and unemployed, according to your brilliant theory? Seth seems mad, probably because he's not smart enough to understand what he's just watched. Gad was happy to enlighten him, saying, thanks for watching. Many young people are socialists when they are driven by immature impulses of utopia. Then they grow up. You're a man with tons of money. Your current stances are rooted in vacuous, empty signaling, rooted in a desire to belong in Hollywood. It takes zero courage to hold your stances within the entertainment ecosystem. You espouse BS rhetoric that wins you points at the cool kids party, but you are otherwise as ignorant as my out-of-order toaster. I'd be very happy to chat with you on my show, as you have a very large platform, and such you have the opportunity to actually make a difference. Stop succumbing to the herd mindset. Learn how to think critically, learn the meaning of implications of socialism versus capitalism. You are among the most privileged people in the history of humanity. And yet you walk around as though you are Che Guevara revolutionary. You are the product of capitalism. If you are such a socialist, send me some of your money. I'm trying to build an interdisciplinary research institute. Live out your convictions. If you are a socialist, you have no business being the beneficiary of the most capitalist industry in the most capitalist country in human history. Don't be a hypocritical fraud. Cheers, amigo. And then Ruben gets in. Gad, as you know, I try to not tweet on weekends, but two people texted this to me. Dinner's on me next time you're in LA. And that's really the long and short of it with Seth Rogan and anybody in Hollywood. They do hold zero courage positions. Come out as a conservative in Hollywood once. See how that's going. Just be mildly free thinking. Just be mildly free thinking and questioning things. Ask Gina Carano how that's going for her. Or Chris Pratt, who today is trending with people just making up vicious lies about him. You see, here's Sophia. Gotta be honest, Seth Rogan turning into an angry Twitter boomer who screams at people all day is not something I would have predicted watching Freaks and Geeks in my youth. Although him no longer understanding humor explains his current creative output. I don't get it. And he puts out, and Sophia says too, How does someone smoke so much herb and have absolutely no chill? I don't know. I mean, I go on Twitter and laugh at people. I think it's pretty interesting. Seth Rogan is worried about what people have to say. It's interesting to me that Seth Rogan, friend of Harvey here, has some, things to say. And also, here's an interesting thing here. Obviously, we have this great image. And then we have Jill Madrell, who worked with Seth, saying, as an extra for Superbad, trust me, Seth Rogen is just as bad as the rest of these Hollywood moguls. Yikes. That's probably not a good look, Seth Rogen. I'm going to have to say that's a yikes for me, bro. But, you're okay. You've got plenty of cash. I wish you nothing but the best, Seth Rogen. Hopefully one day you'll realize that maybe holding your own opinion will make you actually memorable versus parroting the same vacuous opinions that every one of these elitist Hollywood morons carries. Hope you enjoyed this video, though, Seth. We'll talk to you again real soon.